Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the one and only Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
Well, I got a topic that might make you a little uncomfortable. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, I think it was a couple weeks ago we averaged 7.03. I think they backed up to like 6 3/4. I believe as we end this week, there's a chance we're back over 7%. So, I want to ask, what happens if the 30-year mortgage, best credit, 20% down, ends up having an 8 on it? I didn't
Oh,
when I was earlier this year, I thought sevens were possible. I thought they were possible in December, not October. That is what it is. But now I've got to at least ask, what happens if we hit 8? What do you
oh,
see out there?
well, it hurts. It hurts me. It hurts me more because I know how much trouble it causes for buyers, especially the ones at the low end, dealing with affordability issues and payment shock. To your point, this week 7.14, 7.14. That's Mortgage News
7.
Daily kind of
Yeah.
national average. So we're back above
So
that
we're there
7 clip. And uh, you know, we're gonna see a CPI number this week.
tomorrow.
Knowing what I know about lowish readings last summer, I think it's gonna be another nasty number. And nasty CPI number is gonna give the Fed permission to double, triple down on what they've said, pain, higher, longer. We're going to stick to this. And so maybe, just maybe, we do have more, kind of rate spike in our future. I'm not rooting for it.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I know how, and really, the housing market kind of stabilizing and getting to a place where buyers have some power. There's some good stuff that's happening, right? With interest rates going higher. The main thing that kind of hurts me and really creates difficulty for clients of ours is, the payments associated. Even when we have things like a 2-1 buy down and we get them to, 4.5 their first year, 5.5 their second year, or a permanent buy down with the seller credit down to 5.99, it's still a drastic increase in the cost to borrow. And the average buyer who's buying their first home for 300, 400, 500,000, they can't take, especially in this environment where groceries, gas, and everything else are more expensive, $300, $400, $500 more expensive mortgage payment. So with all that being said, and knowing where I stand, where I'm rooting against it, if rates get to 8, it further dampens demand.
Oh, yeah.
I think, I don't know who said it. Maybe it was Altos Research, or maybe it was my buddy Logan at Housing Wire. I think 5.5 or 6 was like the inflection point where we're like,
Yeah.
okay.
My experts told me it was 6. I did think Logan talked 5.5. Yeah, Logan.
Yeah. So we go below 5% for a short period in August. It's always interesting to look at this stuff because it lags, right? Like we don't see the data on how many people were active in buying. We can see some application data and things like that, but 6% slowed us down. And that was kind of, the point where like, okay, like we saw a serious pullback in demand. 7%, we haven't seen the data yet because it hasn't
It's
been
going to be ugly.
hasn't been long. It's going to be ugly. And if 7% is ugly, 8% nasty, disgusting,
whatever's next, yeah,
adjective you want to put on there, it's just going to cause more of what is happening in a lot of markets. Sacramento being one of them, is that there's just this freeze where buyers go, oh crap, never mind, right?
Exactly.
And
Never mind.
it's a wild time because we've got sellers that are like, you know what? This rental property's kind of been a nuisance. I'm going to list this thing and sell it. Not the need to sell, right? There's stuff on the market. You've talked about this where they might just pull it off and say, you know what, we'll re-rent it, right? And so with sellers getting a shock of saying, wow, they're not lined up out front. I don't have 10 offers in 7 days, 30 days on the market, 45 days on the market, it comes off, right? And then buyers are at a standstill where, oh my gosh, with a 7 handle or a 6.5% rate, $3,500 a month is a big mortgage payment. I'll hold off. Maybe it'll get better. That type of like environment is why transactions have fallen off a cliff, is why, your prediction of sub 4 million just might come true. 8% is going to help that prediction if we get there. Let's knock on wood twice and not get to 8% on the 30-year fixed for well-qualified buyers.
Yeah, again, it's the beauty of looking at this every day and talking to experts now for 3 years on this channel. I think what really has gotten the market frozen is just the rate, the speed of change, right? We have seen a time where rates went up 400 basis points in a very short window. It was 1981. But they haven't, the rate of change going from basically 0 to 4 this quickly has never been done before. And going from, 3% 30-year money to now 7.14, and in this conversation 8. Dude, that's more than a double. That's like 150% in like 9 months. It's bananas. And that's just going to lock up the market. I mean, we go to 8. Again, knock on wood twice. We're not doing it. There, I did it for you. We get sub 4 million easy. And everybody gets scared. Sellers freeze, buyers freeze. What we really need, in my opinion, is we need mortgage rates to plateau. For them to come down would obviously be awesome, but damn it, I would settle for 6 months of basically plus or minus, 0.05. I mean, we need people to get used to something. Right now, they're just like screaming higher. And at some point, like you say, buyers just go, I give up. I'll renew my lease for a year. I'll stay put.
I mean, I have those conversations every day. Literally had that conversation at the gym last night. The guy says, man, they're raising my rent another $300. I hate it. But I'm probably going to renew for a year. And it's got true impact. Like I talked about the first time buyers, I always use 10% down because average first time home buyer is 7%. And so, some 3, some 5, some 10, some 20, 25, 10% down on a $500,000 property, all in. I use the example of 3%. And I've got it in front of me here, 2576, right? You've got the average household, maybe 1 income or 2 incomes, seems doable, right? You put an 8 handle on that, Mike.
Oh no.
3981. I'm not talking about a mansion, right? A lot of markets like, Sacramento being one of them, you got a decent house in a decent neighborhood, right? To raise a family. $4,000 a month is ludicrous.
Instead of 2,500,
right?
All because of rate.
Yeah. I mean, that's a 60% increase. I'm quick at math, and I did 250 times 6 and somehow got 60% increase. Should be right. So yeah, the speed.
It's the speed, right? We need it to
3
stop.
to 7.
Yeah. So we get CPI tomorrow. We get the Fed meeting on the 13th. So that's next week. Man, this just never stops. The Fed told us at Jackson Hole, pain's coming. We're in it. My hope is we have the last Fed rate increase January, February of next year, and then they do nothing for like a year. Let's just get to the top, be done with this damn thing, and let's kind of rebuild from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to like at least pause to say, okay, what's the 3 to 6 month
lag
of how the market's going to react? Because I personally think that, they waited too long. They did nothing. Now they've had this knee-jerk reaction of too much, too fast, and are going to overdo it, and I guess the good news for folks is that, if we get October, November, December, some CPI readings where inflation is come down, which I think it will, because the year-over-year stuff, Q4 last year was really high readings.
Yeah.
Inflation comes down, rates follow. And then if we're sitting at the 7% for a quarter, and then we get down to 4.99, it's going to look really good to folks.
That's exactly what I see needing to happen. We need to plateau for 6 or 9 months where people get used to, let's just call it 7. And then when they see 6.5 and 5.99, they're like, strike, go. So we have some time to build to that, but damn, we got to stop spiking higher. This is wild to watch from the outside.
Yeah. And it's like more actions are being taken to raise it. And you're like, we haven't even felt the effects of it all yet, right? Because it lags, right? And so
oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
if nothing else, we got some interesting times ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Folks, if you are looking to make a purchase or see what's out there, how do you want them to reach out?
Simple and easy for you as a buyer or an investor. Greatmortgagebroker.com. You can fill out that form of 5 or 6 questions in about 14 seconds. So yeah, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form. The team and I will be in touch.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike.